This is the Tarot and Oracle forecast for the week of 18th of September 2017 for all star signs. If you would like to book a personal or private reading, or my absolute favorite to do, the soulmate reading, then you can contact me at theoracletimes@gmail.com, or you could book a reading via the website. I will leave a link in the description box below. So we look at the overarching energy for this week for everybody, and there was a very clear central message that comes through for everybody this week. It will obviously affect a different area of life for each of you, but the energy and the way it plays out, the theme will be very, very similar. There's a central theme. It will either play out in your relationship life, or your career life, or your general life, or even all both of them, or all three of them. But a very direct, clear story. You see, the first card that came up is the choice card. Then you got the 10 of fire. That choice card starts the story off, and it says this week we are all going to realize that the choices we make have a direct impact on our lives. Obviously they do, yes. But we're going to realize they have a far wider reaching impact than perhaps we prepare to accept responsibility for in the past. But now we reached that point, we have evolved to the point where we will look and see, aha. So when I make these choices, the ripple effect goes so much further than even my own life, and the ripple effect goes right through my life. We will reach that point where we look and we decide, my choices from now on forward, I will realize the impact of my choices and will make my choices from a different standpoint, because I understand I am directing my destiny and the destiny even of those around me to a certain extent. That 10 of fire speaks about the fact that one reaches the point where your eyes are wide open enough, where you finally see that you can direct your destiny, where the decisions you make and what the end result is of your doing. And you get to that point where you no longer look at the people around you or the situations around you and blame them for the way you feel. You understand you are responsible for your own feelings. And it's actually a liberating place to have arrived at. I pulled extra cards for that choice card so that one could see what decision is it, or which point do you reach where you realize, where you have this aha moment where you finally see. And for all of us, it's wanting to be happy within our immediate environment. So we become much more focused on our immediate environment, and we realize to make the happiness within our own environment, we are going to take responsibility for that. This week we are prepared to take responsibility for our own happiness. That's when the Maiden card and the Abundance card comes up, because that Maiden card speaks about setting forth with an entirely new viewpoint, from an entirely new point, with an open heart and an open mind and a certain amount of willingness and openness to what the experience ahead of us is going to be. So instead of feeling like victims, instead of feeling like we want to perhaps even point fingers, instead of feeling jaded and critical, especially critical and complaining, we all do it, we're human. This week we see, if I step forth from a different place, I'm going to step forth on a different path. Because that Abundance card says now we start looking at, you know what, life is full of potential, hugely full of potential. Even when things have gone not the way I planned, when things have failed, when things have apparently failed, should I say, or not gone the way I wanted to, or even things have gone very wrong. All of us have experienced that lately. All of us have experienced heartbreak and huge disappointment lately. We're going to think, but you know what? The way forward is hugely open with abundance. There's pathways open to me. There's options open to me. I am responsible for my happiness and the choices I make, whether I want to be happy or not. Then we finish off this week realizing what it is we really want, truly want in our heart, what we want, compared to what we think we want, compared to what we are fed by the media, by our peers, by conditioning to want, all those material goods, all that status. Perhaps, for us Westerners, that's the case a lot of the time. our ideas of success. We are now going to learn to differentiate. We will have reached that point where we can differentiate between what truly makes us happy, genuinely makes us happy, and what we think we should have to make us happy. I pulled extra cards for that as well, and you will see that you've got the luck card and the male archetype and information suddenly coming in. So our luck is about to turn, and it comes courtesy of the male archetypal energy, and it comes in very suddenly. And when that happens, you realize in your heart what it is that will genuinely make you happy, not what you think you will make you happy. And it's not bound on material, and it's not reliant on other people. It's from within you. You will realize what you need to do to make yourself happy, whatever that may be. If it's change your job, if it's change your attitude, if it's just do things differently, whatever the case may be, this is the week where you will arrive at that conclusion, and it's going to change your luck completely. That man card, the male card in there, can manifest in many ways. It can be sort of, the male archetype is the doer, the go-getter, the person that blazes the trail, that's in charge. That part of you can come forward, and it can turn your luck, and it happens when information comes in suddenly. It can also be a male figure that comes into your life in some way or another. This made me smile because next week Saturday I'm getting a little male puppy who is now filling that gap in my life that was left by my darling Jess doggy that passed away in July. And she's definitely going to be making life very different. And she's definitely going to make me happy too. So that made me smile, because on a very simple level it could just be that. But it could also be a man, some kind of a male figure that comes into your life on some level, be it in business, be it a family member, be it a new love partner, whatever the case may be, or even the partner that you're with, that brings information suddenly that makes you see things for the first time differently, makes you finally see what is in your life ahead of you right now and the way you've looked at it in the past. And this brings about a great turn in luck. There was a famous golf player that said that luck comes from practice and that we've been practicing in our lives so much that finally we're going to change the way we do things, and so our luck will come in. Right, I hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you would like a personal private reading, you can contact me at theoracletimes@gmail.com, or you can book a reading via the website. That also applies to that absolutely amazing soulmate reading. And I will leave links for all of that in the description box below. I want to thank you for watching, listening, commenting, liking, subscribing, and to those of you that email, thank you to you too.